everybody, Ellen here. Today I come to you guys with a new video, and today I'm going to talk about the books that will self-destruct in 12 months. I have no idea why I'm making this video because I have a feeling it's just gonna end up with me having to unhaul a shitload of books, and that's why I'm doing this, because I really need to get my head out of my ass and actually read these books, because I really am hyped for most of them, and I just need to bite the sour apple and read some heavy duty thick ass books. So yeah, these are the 12 books that will self-destruct in 12 months. First off, we have a hefty book, and this is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. If you have seen my TBR pile of shame, you know this is on here as well. And I've only read like the first 10 pages because I wasn't really feeling it at the moment. So I feel like I just need to take like an entire week and just read this shit and be done with it. But I mean, there's dragons in it. I am sure I would love it. So I just need to do it because I've had it since it came out. It came out in 2019, so it's time. Then we have The Tyrant's Tomb by Rick Riordan. This is the 4th book in the Trials of Apollo. Have read the previous 3. I do own the 5th book, which is the final book. I am really enjoying the series, and I just don't know why I'm not picking it up. It's really starting to annoy me because I really need to pick it up. So, I mean, Apollo, he's hilarious, he's really grown as a character, and I really do want to know what's going to happen. So I just need to continue on with it. And then we have Frankly in Love by David Yoon, and this is sort of a two friends who fake date, and maybe they fall for each other along the way. So this book has been out for a while. I even have the blue sprayed edges, which was like only in the beginning. This one is also from 2019, so I will obviously have books for like 2.5 years, which feels great. So I just need to read this one because, I mean, it's a contemporary, it would be a really quick read. I haven't read anything by David Yoon before, but I have read from Nicola Yoon, which is his wife, and I really enjoyed her books. So, you know, different person, same marriage. So I just need to read it. Now we have a book that I feel like everybody except me have read, and that is Carry On by Amber Rowell. I know there's a 3rd book out all of a sudden. I feel like people waited 5 billion years just for the 2nd book, and now there's a 3rd book out there, coming out or whatever. And I feel like this will be such a quick read because there's like not a lot of text on some pages. And this is basically like fan fiction of Harry Potter. I don't know, because there's like Baz, who is a vampire, and then Simon, who I think is some sort of wizard, and they go to Watford School of Magics, and shit happens. And I feel like everybody really loves the 1st book, at least. Maybe people were a little bit disappointed by the 2nd book, I think. But I bought the pretty cover, so now I just need to read it because I've had this for a couple of years now. Then it's, you know, me and finishing series. I read the 1st book in a series, I really enjoy it, pick up the 2nd book, and then it just lies on my TBR shelf for the next 3 years. But we have The Blinding Knife of Brent Weeks. This is the 2nd book in the Lightbringer series. I read the 1st book maybe 2 years ago or something. It's been a while. I really enjoyed it. It's a really cool magic system and world building, and I really enjoyed the characters. There were definitely some very interesting twists and turns. I haven't picked it up, and it really annoys me because I really enjoyed the 1st book. So why can't I just read books while I still remember the plots? That's basically where I'm going with this. And we have Yes, No, Maybe So by Becky Albertalli and Aisha Said. Becky Albertalli is one of my favorite authors. I've read basically everything she's written, except this and her new book, since I'm on a book ban. But I picked this up, but then I realized it was such a heavy duty sort of political intrigue and tropes in it, and not too interested in that when it comes to contemporary. So that's why I haven't picked it up so far. But I'm trying to have a new rule where I won't buy a book from an author unless I've read everything I own buying them. So I really need to pick this one up, or otherwise I won't be able to buy and read Katie in Waiting. Now we have another book that I feel like everybody's read, everybody's loved, and I still haven't read it. But that is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I think this is a trilogy, and I think all of the books are out by now. It's a beautiful, beautiful cover. It's once again a fantasy, supposed to take place in the 18th century Cairo, and there's thieves, tricksters, con artists, and outcasts. And they're out living, swinging rich nobles and foreign invaders alike. And that's really all I want to know about it. But people seem to really love this book, and the text is tiny. So I just need to read it because I want to be on the hype, people. And then we have a book that I got in a fairy loot many years ago in 2018. And this is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. This was supposed to be like a arc that we got in the fairy loot before it was released, which was May 22nd, 2018. I still haven't read it. People seem to enjoy it, and there's more books out in this series, at least 2, possibly even 3 books. So I just need to read this. And this is another heavy-duty fantasy. It's supposed to be about some kind of legend. There's assassins and, you know, queens and stuff. All that jazz I love so much. So I should probably read it. And then we have the book that has been on my TBR for the longest of times. I've owned it for probably 7, 8 years. I don't even know anymore. And that is Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. I got this for Christmas by my brother many years ago. I still haven't read it because, well, Charles Dickens got paid based on how many words he wrote. And it scares me. And the text is tiny. And it's Charles Dickens. I feel like that's a heavy read. And he's just one of those authors that kind of scares me a little bit, because I feel like we take a lot of brain power to read. Tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I really need to read this. I really do. And then we have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Originally I bought this in Swedish. This one and the second book, Golden Sun I think it's called. Didn't end up reading them. Well, technically I read the first 5 pages, then put it down, and then never picked it up again. And then I unhauled them when I moved, and then I bought it again in English. I still haven't read it. Haven't even read those 10 pages I read the first time. So I don't know, it's about this guy who's in different kind of cast. He's in the red cast I think, and they're like down into the earth, minor stuff that they can use to be able to, you know, live better lives. And then it appears Darrow, the main character, finds out that everything's been a lie, and he's doing this job basically as a slave for nothing. And people really like this series, and it's a finished series, so I should just read it. And there's a book I'm just afraid to even mention on this list. But that is A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. I read the first 2 books in this series, absolutely loved them. My friend Jamie actually managed to get me this because she found a signed copy at my favorite bookstore, but in a different city from where I live. And I told myself 5 billion times I'm going to read it. Now I've even re-listened to the audiobooks of the first 2. Yesterday I would be ready to read this one. Still haven't picked it up. And I mean, she got me a signed edition, so I really can't unhaul this one. So I just need to read it. And I hope that this will be the way to, you know, convince myself to actually pick it up, because I know I will love it when I do read it. We'll come to the last book, and I know there's a lot of fantasy on this list, but that's because they scare me the most, and I only read fantasy when I'm in a fantasy mood, so, you know, not that much time about it then, sometimes. But this is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Everybody has read this one as well. The second book I do own, people. I bought the second book without reading the first book, which is something I tell myself I will not do. But that was the last time I did it, and I'm not doing it again. But I just need to read this. I don't even know what it's about anymore. It's just some kind of drug, which is the poppy, and then there's war, and just smugglers. I don't know, woman, warrior, weapon, god, you know, it's right there. So I just need to read this, but this scares me, and I just need to pick it up, because then I could read book 2 right away. Yeah, those are the 12 books I hope to read, or hope to have read in the next 12 months, counting from the day I upload this video. And I need to hold myself accountable for this, so if there's something on here I don't read, I have to get rid of it. Which would suck, because I really want to read all of these books. Different levels of wanting to read them, but I do want to read them. And yeah, I guess I need to push myself to put them on my TBRs from my TBR game. And, you know, match them to prompts of these books so that I actually end up reading it. So, you know, I have to start doing that. But yeah, please let me know down in the comments if there's any book or series or something that you really should pick up and read because you've put it up for too long. And yeah, if you like this video, please don't forget to give me some thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the button down below. And yeah, I hope we see each other in the next one. Bye.